Come on now, guys. You thought I forgot you? No. We keep the hammers swinging day and night, 24/7. Keep the fires burning. Ain't gonna quit. Ain't gonna stop. Never gonna quit and all that shit. So tomatoes are doing really well, and they're probably kind of like, hey, anytime you want to throw us in the ground, that'd be kind of cool. And I'm like, yeah, we gotta protect you from the rabbits, but you're getting it, aren't you? Look at how happy and healthy those plants are. Oh man, I can't wait to put those in that beautiful.
I'm not going to show you the client name or any of the more detailed info on it, but I will show you this is my first AutoCAD septic design system job that I'm working on. And what we're looking at here is a primary septic system and a secondary septic system. And these are right here in Tivoli, New York. And why is that significant? Because right here in Tivoli, New York, we have a very heavy clay soil. And septic systems can be very tricky here. But it's really cool that I get to work with soil on a different style and yet with a similar system, because septic systems basically dissipate the water and use bacteria to eliminate the solid waste from the effluent. We'll get into that more because you'll see just how closely it approximates and directly ties into farming as we go on. But I just wanted to share my first AutoCAD job. I'm pretty excited to have a new job. I'm working with an engineer, and it feels good to be doing engineering again and getting to use more of my skill sets. So I'm excited, and I thought I would share.
There's never been a time that I'd want to rewind and go back to that lead paint scraping bullshit grind. Look at this shit. This is my office now. Would you rewind? That's a poplar tree, also commonly known as a cottonwood. All that white puffy stuff floating in the air is the seed pods. Beautiful to watch, but I can tell you if you're trying to grill something, well, you better keep your eyes peeled because it'll mess up a steak on you real quick. Unless you like. Hassle and $50 to get the guy to hold him from the side of the road. It's well worth it. You know what I can do with those. Oh my God, what a relief. You hear those tree frogs singing, the birds singing. This is like right being back in the farm in Mountain View, only even better. Well, I just finished pulling a few more rounds of discing on that front field, and I think we got it cut down pretty good. I'll show you the video. Well, you've probably seen it by now, but slowing the RPMs down and letting it settle in, letting that disc settle in a little more helped. And I know a lot of people are probably going to make comments and say, well, why don't you just put more disc and more weight on the disc? And I get that, but when you put more weight on a disc and you find a rock that you never found before on land you've never cut before, and you find that out the hard way with all kinds of weight on the disc, you risk breaking more equipment doing that. So I would rather feather my way through it and not end up breaking equipment. Now, when I have a heavier machine with a heavier disc and I can put more weight on it, okay, yeah, then for sure. One of the guys I used to work for had a big old 300 horsepower case tractor, 4-wheel drive monster machine with a 12-ton heavy disc. and he had me disking fields up for him for corn. And that was a fun machine to run. You get to the end of the row, you just pull back on the TA. It halves your speed. You'll lift your disc up, flip your 180 back, drop your disc back down, throw the TA forward, and roll. And that thing had so much power, it didn't matter what you hit. You would just pull through it. What a beast. But I'm very happy with the Ford here. I can really feel this thing digging and cutting now. When we drop the RPMs a little bit and stay down at first, you can feel those disc blades really dig in and grab that soil. And it shows the soil is starting to cut up nice. So we'll get it cut up a little bit more. I'll run some rows in there and we'll get some seeds and plants and potatoes and stuff in. It's time to rock and roll. And I picked up two nice 275-gallon barrels basically for free. The guy was putting them on the side of the road. I had to pay him $50 to hold them for me, but still made a good deal on it. It would have been easier if I had my pickup truck, but I didn't, so I had to go monkey around after I got my car fixed, get my tractor. I actually take the Massey Ferguson, it's about 1.5 miles away, to go get those. But we got them, they're here, and it's done. On to next. I'm going to take a coffee break. I'm probably going to come back and work. Rock and roll. You get the idea. I'll show you more. Keep telling myself not to waste hard drive space. That is some view. I gotta give you a taste. Just a taste. You may think, because I'm peeking in here, that I'm done at the farm for the day. But you're wrong. I'm heading back out the door. Carry on. Alright. Back out at the farm. Checking on machines. Topping up fuel. Checking on oil. Doing some service. And also doing some stakeout in prep for the next block. And as I'm going along here and taking measurements, just digging in to set this as like a baseline stake, basically, both for pictures and reference for stakeout and all sorts of stuff. Just a fixed point in the ground. It's a 12-inch long spike, I think. We usually use 8s, but this is a 12, extra deep because of the disking and tilling and stuff that we're doing around here. It's good to go a little further down. I always set these below grade so that we're underneath our working grade. So as you're working over things, you're not disturbing side to side your point because you're below where it would be disturbed like that. Sometimes you hit a rock. There we go. Now we're down. So you can see I've set a few inches below grade. So that way when we come along later and we set up a tripod, or we go to shoot this with a pole, or we need to use this as a reference, it's not up where it's sitting, it's going to get bumped around. It's down, set, below grade, and should be a same fixed point. It's a nice clean reference. That gives us a good clean fixed point to go against another point like that. And then we have what we call a baseline, which establishes a nice solid connection to our coordinate system that's on our map. So we can match what's on our map precisely with what's actually on the ground, both X, Y, and elevation. I guess what we're at with the third camera. I'll have a look-see at the Ford. The end of the boom there and the block. Interesting way to look at a piece of machinery. And, a different perspective on it. I have to whip this out once in a while in the daytime and have a look at it and see I should have used it on the disc the other day when that disc was getting hot. That would have been a good way to have a better look at which bearings exactly are getting warm and where and all. Anyway, didn't want you to think I forgot all the tools we get to play with now.